what I was not crazy about was the way everyone acted after that game, like it was the greatest upset of all time, like this was some shocking result. And like the decision by Scott Frost, the coach of Nebraska, to attempt an onside kick when he did in the third quarter, which was an odd move. And I agree, questionable to say the least. And one of those that when it goes as badly as that one did, when Northwestern recovers it and then goes right down and scores and then retakes control of the game, it seems as though, well, had it not been for the onside kick, the rest of it never would have happened. But the reality is, if you watch these teams play over the years, I don't think that was the only reason Northwestern won the game. I do not like this idea that I feel like is out there that, well, if Scott Frost doesn't attempt that onside kick, clearly Nebraska is going to win. Northwestern takes punches better than any football team you've ever seen. I was texting this with somebody yesterday. Falling behind by 11 points in the third quarter for us is not, for Northwestern's football team, is not by any means, well, this game's over. The other team has the momentum and we're done here. I guess what I'm trying to say is I think Northwestern was going to win that game anyway. Now, that doesn't mean that if I'm a Nebraska fan, I'm not enraged and furious, and Scott Frost's already tenuous standing in Lincoln, I'm sure, is greatly impacted by that. Every fan wants him fired yesterday, and I get it. And I'm not questioning you. I would feel the same way if I was sitting where you're sitting. But the reality is Northwestern had over 500 yards of offense in that game. They ran the ball for over 200 yards. They ran the ball on 16 consecutive plays to finish the game, including a long drive right by the end in which the defense knew a run was coming on every single play, and they couldn't stop it. That didn't happen because the coach tried an onside kick early in the third quarter. That happened because that was a dead-even game between dead-even teams, and Northwestern played better. The quarterback played great. The offensive line completely dominated because it's good, and the better team won. That's what happened. Now, the coach wound up making a very questionable decision, and again, it is the kind that winds up getting these coaches when, if you're in the position he's in, it gets him in even more trouble. I totally get it. I'm not in any way questioning a fan of Nebraska being outraged at that. But what I will not sit here and say, Nuno and or Bubba, did you guys watch that game? Either of you watch it?
Yeah, I was watching it.
Okay. Do you feel like the onside kick is the reason that Northwestern won the game?
No, it just allows us to have a talking point about it, right? Like, oh, how dare Scott Frost, here we go again. This guy deserves to be fired. Like, that's the thing. It's just a piling on point for us as fans.
I completely agree with that. I completely agree. It gives you something easy to seize upon, particularly because, and I'm not critical of people for this, most people don't know Northwestern football very well. We're not Alabama. We're not even Nebraska. Although the truth is we've been better than Nebraska at football now for a long time. But there's so much more history, tradition, and attention paid to Nebraska. I totally get it. And so the storyline coming out of that game is Scott Frost's job status. I understand that. I'm in this business. I fully understand that's what people are talking about. But what I will say is if you watched that game, if you actually watched every play of that game the way I did, then I don't know how you emerge from it saying, well, if not for the onside kick, Nebraska is going to win. If that's what you think, then you haven't watched these teams play. You haven't watched either of them play in recent years. Nebraska doesn't win close games, and Northwestern does. That's what happens. So, to me, that was not the reason that game went the way that game went. Bubba, did you watch it or no?
I did not. I was driving down to Citi Field for the Mets game on Saturday. But my friend actually went to Northwestern, so he was following along in the back seat the whole time and giving me updates.
All right, it was a terrific game and a terrific day. And again, if you're a Nebraska fan, I totally get it. You want a new coach yesterday, and I don't blame you for feeling that way.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.